mentioned, because we really do underestimate ourselves. And I think part of our problem is growing up, you know, you think regionally because you're from a certain area, you don't think yourself as being Filipino. So that's been with us ever since. But what I'm thinking is, we have a lot of strong organizations within San Diego. I think we get diluted by thinking we have to have unity. Not that I'm into not having unity, but if we just look at the different areas that we do have, like who's the leader in education, who's the leader in our community, or if you look at major events that are coming up. So to me, what's been major is the Filipino school is a major undertaking this community needs to back up. The June 5th through 7th, the Filipino Centennial Celebration, that needs to be well attended, that needs to be hyped up completely. I being the new local, what's your title?
Honorary Consul.
That's really very important. I only say it because he's here, but think of what that represents. We've always been LA's stepchild, quite frankly, and to have him in that position says quite a bit.
Districting too.
Yeah, I even wrote him out, the redistricting that Ray's working with, the camp who does the high school graduation. We have a lot of different things happening in this community that are really strong. It's just that we do need the newspaper to kind of highlight all of it, because it is a medium, because, you know, Vantage can only be so many places, and Dr. can only be so many places. So how can we really get our community to look at all these events and realize that they're very important? And because we have so many community organizations, over, I don't know how many we got now, 150, 60, most people just look at that and then judge us based off, you got too many. And when you think about it, if you got 7,000 islands, you got 7,000 clubs. So if you take that balance out of it, you realize that you just have to look at by what's happening in our community. And I think we just have to kind of consolidate how we view things, get that message out. And, you know, to me, Vantage is the perfect person to do it because she's just perfect. But that's why.
Give us some money. Give us some money.
We'll have Arnel talk, and she will talk, and then our honorary consul will talk. Yeah.
Thank you for.
You want to say something?
Yeah, it's all right. But guys, thank you so much for all the information that. My name is Arnel. I'm doing some kind of video and photo production. And right now I'm doing some kind of advertising contacts, you know. But anyway, I have a different venue about some kind of Filipino history. I'm more on values. So that's what I plan to do right now. So we are planning our group to have a different system of community relation program. And that's it. So I just...
You want to talk? Share something?
Oh, I was just invited by Ate Stella to attend today.
Okay, that's good.
And I've been with a group of teachers. I'm not really a teacher, I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
But I represent Ang Lahi organization, which is based in LA. So I was really, actually I've known this because she's been discussing it through our CDFLC meeting. And I really totally believe on this, the Filipino school. And just a comment, like, if we're going to promote the school, I think we need to start on ourselves. Kasi po, if it's in our mind that $50 per session is expensive, then paano po natin, how can we promote it if we don't believe that it's not really the cost, but the cause that the school is. So I think it has to start with us. And if we look po on the table, I think majority of us are over 50 years old.
Look at 60.
Actually close.
I thought she was 45. And he did 20.
And I'm really impressed about the passion of each one of us. But I think this is the time that, you know, if you really put your feet on the ground, we should think of our legacy, because we're not really gonna last for a long time. So this is a time to pass the legacy to the young generation. Kasi po, in this table, we don't even have somebody who's young. Even if you look
I'm
at,
still young.
if we look at po our own organization, do we have a membership of like 30 and below? Like how much? So through the school, I think this is a one tool of making that passion infectious to the young generation. Yun lang po ako. I've made a lot of mistakes with my son. I have a 19-year-old son, which I'm planning to enroll. And I have a question for you, sir. And I think the fault then lies to the parents eh. Kasi like, I never taught my son how to talk Tagalog, which is now I'm really regretting.
Our parents too.
Yeah, so ngayon lang po ako na ano, and now I'm starting. And I always tell my son, na, anak, if there's any mission that you have to do when you go, he's now in college, is that you're doing well in school, not because you want to do well, but because you're a Filipino. You want to lift up the race of the Philippines. Ang question ko po, sir, because you'll be teaching the
Go ahead.
College.
if I may
You
just
figure money
ask-
out, you should have.
because one of the components po of the school is to begin to communicate with basic conversational Filipino. And you,
That's the other teacher.
That's the other teacher.
He's
oh, this other teacher, not the
He
college.
teaches at UCSD. He's the professor.
No, but
Doctor.
if you're teaching college, if you're teaching my son and you're not that fluent in Tagalog, so
No, it's
Not
the,
fluent at all.
A lot of it's,
Not fluent at all.
Tony talked about it, we get by conversational.
conversation.
We should know the grammar and stuff, set the structure, but conversational is our focus, because we need to communicate and talk,
In
it's very-
Tagalog po.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is that-
Can you say your name?
I'm Mehmet Solar po.
Okay, Mehmet, yeah.
So,
We'll have
how do you
our,
like Tony? Tony.
okay.
we'll have our honorary consul say his piece.
Well, thank you, everybody. I apologize for being late. I work 7 days a week. That's what happens when you're the honorary consul and a full-time
That's
lawyer.
right.
But I want to say that I love what I do as honorary consul, and I want to follow up with what you said about giving our community enough credit. I've always told a lot of community leaders that one of the most important things in our community is basically taking a step back and just taking pride in ourselves first. Like, it doesn't matter, who's on what side or whatever. I've always felt that if we took pride in our culture, our language, and Ms. Idos, that I've been a big advocate of Filipino language movement, that we would almost have to build our own self-pride. And it's okay if we have 300 organizations. And we just have to give ourselves credit. And my mom is here today. I brought her because she has more time on her hands now being retired. And I brought her also because I feel that she's been responsible for who I am today. And I've been lucky because when I was born and raised here, I was the first only child born and raised here. I have 4 other siblings. And my mom and dad raised me as a Filipino. And that's why even being born and raised here, I know as much Tagalog as I do. I love the culture, so that's something that I give credit to my mom. But we have to do that with our next generation. And the other thing too is I want to mention is that I have bragged to the ambassador and to the Los Angeles Consul General that, and keep in mind that I only represent San Diego County, so I feel I have the right to say this, but our Filipino American community is the best in the nation, in my opinion. But I haven't seen every community, but I've seen lots of other communities. But it's the best that I've seen. And we have to just take pride in that. And I don't want to create a competition with other communities, but if there's a competition that I'm okay having, is that one. Because it's okay if we're beaten by another community, because that's still best for the whole Filipino American community in the United States. That's friendly competition. But I've been to other communities, and our community is actually better than what we say we are. And we have to start recognizing that. And I believe it starts with the Filipino school. We're going to learn the language and the culture. So.
Can you say something about the trade mission?
Oh, the trade. Oh, I mean, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Well, one of we're having a trade mission. I'm working with the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce. I'm working with Councilmember Chris Kay and Mayor Ron Morrison and other officials we're hoping to attend with us, but we're all going to the Philippines. And one of the reasons why we're going is we want to promote San Diego to the Philippines and Philippines to San Diego to build that unity between the two countries and the two regions. And I think that still helps the entire community here in San Diego. So we're all going there for a week, and we're going to meet with other officials there. And I think the appointment of an honorary consul here in San Diego doesn't have anything, I'm not saying this because it has anything to do with me, just the fact that the Philippine government has appointed one sends a strong message that the Philippine government actually values our community here in San Diego. We're no longer the stepsister of Los Angeles. In fact, like as I said earlier, I'm very proud of the community here in San Diego. So that's.
I'd like to encourage everyone, if it's possible, to join the trade mission because it's a very rare opportunity. Imagine you'll be hobnobbing with our local officials, showing them our country, and then you're going to meet the high government trade officials in the Philippines, and you don't get it every time. And also, I'd like to greet the mother of Audie, happy birthday.
By the way, Miss De Castro is a Filipino teacher in our high school.
I would be proud if she were my sister. But what, if
Can I say he was old?
Can I say one more thing, if you don't mind? You know, when the ambassador was here, people were asking why he's here. I wanted you to know this because, you know, I want you to know why he was here for the right reason. I had invited him here not only to promote the trade mission, but also to make a presence for the city of San Diego, or actually the government of San Diego County, to recognize our presence here.
Yeah.
So what we did was we met with the mayor, we met with the county supervisors, the port commission, and other officials. And all of the officials were really impressed that the ambassador, the Los Angeles Consul General, the trade representatives were here just to meet with them, because that really made a statement that our community is important. We're the second largest minority community in San Diego County, I believe.
Yeah.
And I've always told this within our community, and I think you've heard this too, Ray, and whoever was at my last meetings.
Yeah.
We should be the second most powerful community in San Diego. And the reason why we're not number one is because we just don't have the population to be number one, but that's not our fault. But we are going to be the most powerful community very soon, I think, because one of the things that I want to see is I want to see District 4 occupied by Philam at some point, or if it's not occupied, we will have a huge say in the vote there. If we just have a huge say there and we occupy District 6, you know, regardless of political, I mean, we have people on council already, and
We're getting there too.
we're a powerful community, and we should be saying that to people. I don't have a problem bragging about that either. So anyway, I'm sorry.
Is the trade mission different from the ambassador's tour?
It is different.
It's different.
It is coinciding with the ambassador's tour, in part because some people wanted to be able to participate in some parts of the ambassador tour.
Oh,
Like I
see.
will go to that, and then I'll go on the trade mission.
Oh,
as
so
well.
it's first, and then the
It
trade.
coincides, but
Coincides.
since we're all kind of going to be in the same region, some people may want to go to the events of the ambassador tour. Yes.
Oh,